Welcome back to YouTube's one and only consistent show about mobile games, where we have a look at the 5 new games I played last week, giving you the quick breakdown of each game in less than 1 minute per game. And this week, we will be checking out a MOBA meets Battle Royale mashup, a casual roguelike with great 8-bit art style, a Doom-like zombie shooter with over-the-top weapons and lots of explosions, a small 2D side-scrolling action game, and lastly, a unique first-person RPG. So sit back, relax for just a few minutes, and let me tell you about the games I played last week. Trigger Heroes by Lucky Cat Studios is a great new action roguelike with a very polished 8-bit art style and a top-down perspective in which we fight our way through randomly generated caves as we slowly power up our characters and weapons along the way. The controls are just dead simple, and they've made it in a way so that the entire game can be played with just a single finger, which is then used to navigate our hero around the maps, with aiming and shooting happening automatically. And when we do eventually die, everything then repeats. Except we can use the gold that we've earned to make our hero stronger, or even buy a new hero. And so that's where we can see these roguelike-like elements that I was talking about before, in that we can slowly but steadily improve our character and then just head right back into the action in these randomly generated levels. The game monetizes through incentivized video ads to get higher rewards from completing levels, and then in-app purchases to buy more gold. The game can be played offline. It takes up 245 megabytes of space. It's out both on Android and on iOS, and my final verdict is that you should definitely play it, and especially, of course, if you're looking for a casual roguelike. Guns of Survivor is a Doom-like top-down dual joystick shooter with lots of over-the-top weapons and just hordes on hordes of zombies that we then blow up in huge glory explosions. It really does look great, and it feels just as great, if not even better, to play this game. All the weapons can be modified to match our playstyle, with no wait times, by the way, and the character talent tree allows us to customize our experience even further. The game does have an energy system, but we use it very slowly, and we can get more by watching advertisements twice per day, or play the PvP last man standing mode to get even more energy. And just as a quick side note here, the PvP is not actually real-time online multiplayer. We definitely play against bots, but it's still lots of fun. The controls work decently well, as I would expect from this type of game, and in addition to the 2 joysticks, we have buttons to do a melee attack, recover HP, dodge, throw a grenade, and switch between weapons or reload. My main concern is that the game has not been updated since the end of September, and it doesn't feel like it's completely finished just yet. For example, there are some translation errors here and there, and some minor hiccups with the game overall. The game can be played offline. It takes up 287 megabytes of space. It's available only for Android at the moment, and my final verdict is that despite the energy system, you should still consider giving this game a chance if you enjoy these types of top-down dual joystick shooters. At under 40 megabytes in size, Cat Gunner might just be the smallest game that I've ever covered in one of these videos, but it's really fun. It's an action cat zombie shooting game that reminds me quite a bit of Dead Ahead, except that Cat Gunner is split into levels instead of being an endless runner. With 10 different weapons and 6 cat heroes to unlock with currency that we earn in-game, we fight our way through 30 story missions on 3 different difficulty levels and the special events missions as we set out on a 2D side-scroller cat zombie killing adventure, and it's just fantastic. Before we go into a level, we have to pick 2 weapons that we decide to take with us, and we then control our hero with a left side joystick, and we have a right side shooting button. And that's it for the controls. So pretty straightforward. Monetization happens through in-app purchases to either buy more gold or the premium currency called bucks to unlock heroes and weapons faster and buy more grenades and health kits and so on. The game is offline playable. It takes up only 33 megabytes of space once installed. It's available both on Android and on iOS, and my final verdict is that you should definitely play it if you like the pixel art style and need a new casual side-scroller. Questland is a first-person turn-based RPG with lots of content, such as guilds, daily tasks, quests, achievements, item upgrading, orbs, crafting, and much more than just that. Sadly, however, the game also has both auto combat and the ability to skip all combat entirely, which makes the game combat entirely meaningless. Coupled with the energy system, VIP system, and lots of in-app purchases, the main focus of the game quickly becomes the collection and upgrading of gear instead of the combat itself. The core gameplay is very unique though, and it's best compared to the gameplay found in the yet unreleased Knights of Fury RPG by King, and that's the only reason that you should consider checking this game out, because honestly, overall, while the game is rewarding to play, I eventually got bored with the removal of the combat and the many in-app purchases that are constantly pushed. The game requires online access. It takes up 654 megabytes of space. It's out both on Android and on iOS, and my final verdict is that you should actually just skip this one and wait for Knights of Glory instead. It's gonna release globally somewhat soon anyway. Survival Heroes is a MOBA meets Battle Royale game that combines the fantasy and RPG elements and top-down perspective of MOBAs with the intense last man standing gameplay of Battle Royale games, and I've been having lots of fun with this game this week. It honestly feels like the game I've always wanted on mobile. Although published by a studio I have always avoided, called Snail Games, monetization focuses mostly on cosmetics and the game's rune system is not character bound, which means that the grind to customize your character through these runes is somewhat reasonable, so I was very positively surprised about Snail Games this time around. Just as you would expect from any other Battle Royale game, we have single, duo, and squad game modes, which makes this game the perfect game to play with friends for anyone who likes fantasy and intense competitive gameplay. And my only complaint really is that I experienced some small lag spikes, which I'm confident will be fixed eventually though. The game requires online access, it takes up 624 megabytes of space, it's out both on Android and on iOS, and my final verdict is that you should definitely play it, and especially if you like MOBAs and/or Battle Royale games, as it's my favorite game of the week. Thank you so much for making it till the end of this video, I really appreciate that. Let me know which game was your favorite, and until next time, just keep gaming, stay awesome, and I'll see you guys around.